Hello. 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 Hey guys. How's everybody today? Let me fix my camera. There. Nice and crooked. So what are you guys up to today? Unfortunately for me, I'm a buffoon, and I did not put out a question this week or today. Well, that and I've been incredibly busy. So yeah, a lot. Work's been pretty nuts. So taking care of it, taking care of business. But yeah, it's been like pretty hectic. They made some changes, adapting to this new thing I'm working on, and yeah, it's been just taking up a lot of time trying to deal with it. But it's manageable. So I'm trying to figure out as far as medication talk really quick. I'm trying to figure out what steps I'm going to take next for the ADHD because yeah, the non-stimulant stuff gave me like really bad symptoms. Especially the last one. That one was making me like really angry and stuff for no reason. I'm generally pretty chill. I'm more. I don't really get. I get angry about like big stuff usually, not even people stuff. Like like I have like a lot of righteous indignation type anger, like when fairness. I have a lot of rage when it comes to that. But as far as just like getting angry over like everyday things and stuff, that's not. It's cold. It's not really me. It's not really what I do, right? So that was weird. Um, and so now that I got off of that, I'm back to being chill most of the time. Um, but now the ADHD symptoms are getting in the way again because I'm trying to work and I'm just getting distracted nonstop. And if I get distracted, I have to like really work hard to get like back into like work mode because then it slows me down. Like it fucks with my productivity really badly. And yeah, and I mean it can make you feel pretty incompetent, which I'm not comfortable feeling incompetent. It's not something that I'm cozy with. I know it's not just some kind of incompetence. It's a lot more complicated than that. But yeah, it doesn't help. And it's more because of my standard. I'm not really worried that other people will think I'm incompetent. Um, Even though that could be bothersome because then it's painting an untrue picture of me because I'm not an incompetent person. But yeah, it's also been a lot harder. One of those ADHD symptoms that gets really in the way is the intrusive sleep. So that's been a really annoying because that's coming back again. Um, so my next choice, I'm going to be talking to my psychiatrist, I think on the 20th. So my next choice is going to be stimulants. So I'm going to be taking, I'm going to ask about them, but I'll probably end up on some of the classics, like Adderall or something. We'll see. I'm just looking for something that'll actually make the symptoms easier to manage and not have like some kind of really awful side effect at the same time. That would be good. Um, but they generally have something. But as long as it's a side effect I could deal with, it's fine. But yeah, I couldn't deal with the side effect I was getting from the Qelbree. It was like really bad. I was just like pissed off all the time over shit that I didn't normally care about. And we'll see how that treats me. Because yeah, it makes work so slow. Like an 8-hour shift feels like 12 hours because of the ADHD. Because like I'm just like my brain is screaming, right? Like this is boring, stop, 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 stop. And when my brain does that, it just goes to sleep. Literally, like it forces me to sleep. And I thought it was just like a sleep deprivation thing for a long time, because sometimes my sleep can be wonky. But yeah, I was looking into it. I did a little research on it. I've been so mixed up in a lot of schizoid, schizotypal, and like autism research and stuff, and reading, that I kind of like forgot about looking into more ADHD again. And apparently, I guess it's kind of a newer thing, but yeah, there's a correlation between people that have ADHD and having intrusive sleep occur. Like your brain essentially goes, oh, there's nothing to do here, I guess. And just conk out. Like, even if you got like a full night's rest, it doesn't make a difference. And I know it's that because the moment I stop doing whatever it is that's making me fall asleep, I'm like, oh, I'm like awake now. Oh. Like I stop feeling sleepy. So yeah, I have to be able to do boring things without my brain just going to sleep, and it's very annoying. So we'll see if Adderall works or whatever my psych decides to prescribe for that shit. We shall see. But what was interesting though is that there is some kind of correlation. Some people say it's theta wave intrusion, other types of shit, but there is definitely a connection there, because I posted it at work. We use Slack, right? And for those of you who don't know, it's like a shittier Discord that people use specifically for work. So if you've ever had an online job or anything, think of like Discord, but more annoying, worse. But it's like basically like little, like the server is just like work related, and so you can hit up any of your coworkers, you can hit up anybody in the company technically. So, but anyway, so on Slack they made this at my job they made this little group there, for that somebody made, I don't know who, but it's for like neurodivergent people and stuff, and it's pretty chill, it's pretty interesting. So there's everything from ADHD people to autistic people, and just all kinds of stuff. Who knows what else? And it's really interesting because like all the people there, they make jokes about it, they're pretty lighthearted about it, but there's a lot of obvious like mental health like difficulties, and sometimes they talk about how work it gets affected by these mental health difficulties and this neurodivergent stuff. And it's a pretty interesting environment, because I've never actually gotten to work somewhere where I can talk to other people that actually I can relate to some of their difficulties with concentration, and they're doing the same kind of work as me. So when they describe it, it's even easier for me to understand. It's like, oh yeah, okay. And by the way, is the stream going okay? Like, is it actually showing up? I just realized for some reason I don't have my chat box. That's weird. Oh yeah, it was turned off for some reason. Oh, that was weird. And so yeah, I had posted on there about the intrusive sleep thing. I'm like, does this happen to you guys? And I posted it on there. And yeah, a whole bunch of people were like, yup. And then there was a bunch of people that were like, wait, that's an ADHD thing? I didn't even know. That shit happens to me all the time. I thought I just had like narcolepsy or something. And I'm like, nope. And it's not a coincidence that it only happens when something's not stimulating. Even if it's interesting to me, if it's not stimulating, I go to sleep. So if I'm grinding, like say in an RPG or something, and I'm doing the same shit over and over and over, I have to have like 2 other things going. 5x5? What does that mean? I don't know what that means. I'm stupid. Yeah. So I have to have like all this stuff going. But if I'm just doing the grinding in a video game, even if it's like, oh, to get some level or an item I want for the game, like my brain says, nope, this is not stimulating, and it goes to sleep. I've had situations where in the middle of the day, if I was using like a handheld or Steam Deck or Switch, and I'm like doing something kind of grindy, and I'm like on my back just playing, I just conk out and I drop the whole fucking apparatus on my face. Hurts. Like I'll just, and then I'll just wake up to, oh man, what the hell? And I know it's not a sleep thing because the moment I switch to like a different game, that I there's a lot more to puzzles to figure out, or a lot more like progression and other things aren't as grindy. I'm awake now, and now I'm not falling asleep anymore, right? Uh, and so yeah, it was interesting to see that there were other ADHD people that deal with that. And a lot of them, what's more interesting is some of them didn't even know that was a thing, and then some of them are like, "Wait, I thought it was just lazy and I slept too much or something, or I was just always sleepy, or I was lazy since I only get sleepy when I'm doing work." And I'm like, and then other people were bringing out the same thing that I would have when I would study, when I was trying to get my master's and before whatever. Anytime I studied, like I'd fall asleep. Unless like it was like a really thought-provoking like piece of literature, then I wouldn't, right? Um, and so that was interesting. Another interesting thing I discovered by having neurodivergent coworkers and being able to communicate with them. And honestly, you'll probably find way more neurodivergent people to talk to, like employee-wise, like to work with, if you do anything that's like from home. Anything obviously tech-related, anything tech-related of any kind, and also if you're working from home, you're gonna see a lot more of it. Um, and people can just openly talk about it since it's like a Discord server almost, but like I said, worse, Slack or whatever. Silent Hill 2, I've been trying to get through that one for a month now. Why? Because you fall asleep, or because like you're just too busy, Gator Dog? I don't think you would fall asleep to that. That's not grindy, so I don't think I could. But anyway, there was another question I posed. By the way, I'm talking about questions I posed in my work server or whatever, because I didn't pose a question for this week, so I'm sorry. But yeah, that was really stupid. I forgot. And another question I posed on my the work channel that's like for neurodivergent people, and I also got like really interesting feedback, was I asked, like, when you were a kid, were you considered did people call you, or were you considered gifted? Got tired of dying over and over. Get tired. It's funny. Were you considered gifted as a child, or did anybody ever say that, or a teacher or something like that? Oh, gifted. They're gifted, right? And it just got me. I asked that because I would get some of that when I was little, and yeah, there was like a bunch of people there. They're like, yeah, and the sentiment was kind of like, well, it was either two people. There's the people that are like, no, they just like, it was either people getting told, oh, you're weird and all this sort of stuff, or there's something wrong with you, kid, or they were getting told, oh, you're gifted. But generally there was like this kind of I don't know. Anyway, but my point being is, the people that said, oh yeah, I used to get called gifted, they say it in this kind of like annoyed way, and I understand it, right? Like, you're considered gifted because I don't know, you can solve puzzles, or you like, in my case, I was gifted because, like, I wasn't a puzzle solver. I wasn't like that kind of gifted. I was gifted more because I was able to communicate and discuss like topics at a level of nuance that I guess is unconventional for a child at whatever age I was. And I read like tomes. So I had a decent speed, like reading, like I could read pretty fast, and I can whatever. I didn't see it as anything like special, right? When I was a kid, I just thought, oh, I just want to read books and find more stuff out. And also, like, I have a lot of questions. I have so many questions. And so I would ask a lot of questions, and I guess the teachers would be like, oh, he always has so many questions. Sometimes I don't even know the answer to them, and all this sort of stuff, and like and it's funny how it got interpreted. It got interpreted as, oh, he's really smart, he's gifted. My inner world as a kid, it was one of pure anxiety, confusion, and terror and frustration. Um, I was asking questions and I was reading a lot for two reasons. I was trying to escape reality a lot of the time. And the other reason was because I was looking for answers. Because the world felt so scary and confusing. People were scary and confusing. And in that process, I just kept reading and learning and so on and so forth. But the motivation was like escapism and terror. Um, and I was thinking about how often, like, there's like neurodivergent kids out there that are, would be considered to be like, intelligent and capable in certain fields, certain like things, gifted at something, right? But it didn't feel like a gift. It felt like a curse. So I think back and I'm like, I would say I felt like if you would have called me anything, it would be cursed, not gifted. It's like your gift is a box full of venomous snakes jumping at you. It's not a gift. I mean, you could put like, I don't know. You could put like a grenade, right? Or a live explosive in a gift box. Is it really a gift? Right? Is it still considered a gift? Even if it's intended to harm? I don't know. It's just that's an interesting. Wouldn't every bullet be a gift? Because you're sending people things, you're giving them presents. I don't know. Whatever. So yeah, I was thinking about that a little bit deeper. Like I was just like, yeah, I was just a scared kid that was trying to use his brain to figure out what the hell's going on, and being smart did not make me feel better. Being a smart kid did not make the nightmares go away. It made them worse. Often, right? I think a lot of neurodivergent people, especially in combination with like, there's often like this kind of giftedness. They're usually like pretty good at something, right? It's like something they're very capable of, but usually it's like, yeah, it's a lot of escapism, a lot of comfort, seeking comfort in something, and trying to learn everything about it you can. So yeah, now I hear the word gifted, and it just I don't like it. To me, gifted now sounds like useful, viable, exploitable. That's why I don't like the word gifted. It just sounds like, oh, you're exploitable for society. We can use your brain to produce something that we want. I know that's not how it is meant, but that's how it sounds to me. If somebody says, my child is gifted, I just think, you mean they're cursed. Because to be gifted in this world, as it stands and how it is, with so much going for it, for us humans, how could it be a gift? It's like a it's like a cosmic joke. It's a cruelty. And I'm not saying, oh, the curse of knowledge always 100% right. I'm saying that even if like you're born, even if you're a kid or a person that's like born whatever kind of good at certain things or certain academic things or just kind of intelligent in some way, like it doesn't always turn out that I'm just gonna be like a bit miserable fuck because I can think about things more, or I do ask too many questions or something. It's also in the case I think of neurodivergent people, it's like wow, you just have a stronger ability to perceive and take apart the hellscape that the world feels like sometimes. You're able to pick apart the ethics, the morality, the narratives that people drive, the rationales the human use to do all kinds of not very beautiful things. And to be able to perceive those things in this world is not a gift. Especially when, and I know I'm not a doomer, but I can be sometimes. And it's especially hard when you're gifted enough to see the futility in so many of your actions. That part sucks. Right. And I was talking to a friend about like their approach to success and my approach to success. And I know it's not the healthiest, but the only thing that often drives me is spite. Right? There's a little bit of love there, but it used to be all spite. But it's still, there's still a good, healthy amount of spite. And I'm kind of resigned to the idea that I'm just going to go down swinging. And that's kind of what the spite does. We were kind of arguing about how it's like, well, if you don't not believe, but if you're not projecting success, like if you're not like focusing on success, how can you succeed, right? Or believe, or having some like thinking, oh, I can produce success even in the face of the most daunting tasks. And my response was, and this is for me, it's like I don't have to believe I'll succeed or believe that I'm capable of succeeding. I can be I can be perfectly fine being resigned to eventual failure, but and still do what is required to succeed, right? If that makes sense. It doesn't stop me. That what I predict to be an eventual failure does not stop me. One of the ways I described it was what's a good way to put it? One of the ways I describe it is I'm happy taking something on knowing I have no chance. My goal is not to win an unwinnable battle. My goal, if it was like, I don't know, some monster or something, is I want to make sure that I take one of its eyes with me. If I'm gonna take it out, I'm gonna take one of your eyes or one of your limbs, and that'll be satisfactory enough. because I am comfortable with the notion that I had no chance, but that you will always have a scar on your face that will remind you that somebody resisted. And you will have that reminder, and I will be happy to be that reminder. So, yeah, you can produce success even if you're resigned to a fate that, or a fate-like thing that you think is going to be an eventual failure. And it kind of motivates me. And for me, it's kind of the source of where this kind of schizoid angst, at least for me, comes from. That's my schizoid angst. That's how I use it. It's very sardonic sort of humor to it, right? It's just like, well, it reminds me of like a film or anything, any story where a character knows they're fucked, and they're like, well, it's now or never. And they make a joke before they run out there and get their heads blown off. They're like, well, let's do the speed run. Let's see how far we can get. I mean, I'm gonna try to take down as many as I can before we ultimately get killed in this war or something. I like those kinds of characters. I've always loved those kinds of characters. They're not shivering in fear. I mean, I get it. They're more like, I'm gonna fucking take as many as I can with me before I get my head ripped off. Like, I'm gonna make sure. I'm gonna try to get as many as I can. And it's kind of how I am, like, philosophically. That's sort of my approach. Let me see here. I haven't been looking at chat. The term was tossed about some. I never saw it much of a gift, and the other kids seemed to see it as more of a personal insult to themselves. Oh, yeah, okay. I hardly talked at all, either, and only when specifically spoken to. Still, it's like that mostly. I just like learning, not interested in much else. Exploitable is a word that applies widely. Yeah. Gator Dog, I'm smart in some things and dumb in other things. Oh, yeah, same. I'm real smart in some things, and I'm straight moron when it comes to other things. And I'm okay with that. I'm comfortable with that about myself. I didn't used to be. Driven toward a purpose, but not necessarily a goal. Do you think having children might have had you driven to fight a war you might not see the end of? Well, yeah, that having kids absolutely adds to it. Like, it's just this idea of, like, yeah, I know, like, I believe our species, in many regards, is fucked. But, I want, like, even if, like, I want my kids, and I want to teach my kids to be similar, but I want them to be able to say, oh, dad went down swinging, or something that he believed in. And I want them to have that in themselves too. Go down swinging. Take an eye with you. I have a bad habit of pushing friends away and deleting social media and isolating, because I have times I feel everyone is just fake. Well, yeah, I mean that's a funny. I know that feeling from when I was in my 20s, Gator Dog. But that's the kind of funniest part is especially when you're a covert schizoid like I was. Like, I mean, do you ever stop and think maybe you're the fakest one? And they're just living their lives, and it's just a life that you are not interested in. You know, that's how I thought about myself sometimes. Because, like, it's just, because, like, yeah, just, like, ghosting people. I get it, but it's kind of like one of the, like, quote-unquote fakest things you can do. Instead of just facing, like, I wish I had gone, if I could go back in time and change times that I ghosted people, I would rather I have said, I had just told them, I don't think this friendship's going to work out. And that's because I have a lot of issues that just make me really uncomfortable with all of this. And I know it's going to hurt your feelings, but I just wanted to be honest. Like, I wish I could go back and do that. Sorry if you hear wifey in the background raising her voice. My little one's going bananas here. All right, one sec. Good night, baby. Hug, hug, hug. Yeah, that was my little one. I can see me projecting my fakeness onto other people. They might just lucky they care about stuff, and I think they don't. Wait, they might just be lucky they care about stuff I think does not matter. Yeah. Like I wish I could go back and just tell those people that, like, I don't like this friendship thing right now at this point in my life. It's just not. I don't know what a friend I would want looks like. Like, I wish I could just have told them that. People that I have kind of ghosted. Nowadays, I don't really ghost people. I just, like, if they hit me up, I'll respond. But if I'm like some people just want you to be around all the time, and I can't give anybody that, and I'm, like, upfront about it now. Luckily for me, my schizoid buds, they don't need me to tell them that, because I don't need that from them and they don't need it from me. So it's great. Give me money for crack, you fucking hooligans. Oh, active research. You're such a card. But anyway, so yeah, it was interesting at work to see people, like, respond to, like, kind of this, like, oh yeah, they used to call me gifted. It's like, what good was that, huh? So good. I'm glad they put me in those AP programs. I'm glad they said, oh, you get a medal around your neck, buddy, because you get the California Book Reading Award because you read so many books, little guy. It's like, you know, I'm just like, okay. What? Why do I want that? Oh, aren't you happy? No, I don't want that. I want to go back to my room. I want to go play my Super Nintendo and read my Spider-Man comics and read some, like, weird books that I'm not supposed to be reading at my age. Like, can I go to the library, please? I just want to read more books. I don't need an award for reading a lot of books. I got that when I was, like, in elementary school. I got an award because I just read so much. It's like, why are you giving me an award? Like, I was so confused. I'm like, why is this an award? Why isn't everybody reading this much? This world's scary and weird. And interesting sometimes. For me, it's just not being able to recognize a common interest or getting past the inertia and depression. You just vibe with other people's inertia and depression. It's all good. Kidding. No, don't do that. So I guess like part of my little ramble here is that you got the gift of giving. Don't let us down. Or we shouldn't you? I guess part of my little ramble when it comes to this right now is that even if like you can't help but just assume incoming failure or eventual, like you're just like, well, sun's gonna explode anyway, you know, like that. Just go down swinging. Just do it. Go the productive nihilist route if you need to, if that works for you. But that's what's funny, because like for my friend, that doesn't work for them. It's like the opposite. They have a different mindset, different grind set. Right? They work towards success, and that's cool because like I was one thing I was telling them was, well, that like because me and the me and him get along really well, but one thing I was telling him about, it's like, yeah, but then like who cares, right? Like I'm gonna work toward success even though I predict failure. I don't think there's some magic in like, oh, I believe I can do it. It's like no, I just want to do it. I'm gonna do it. Eeyore, my favorite. Yeah, Eeyore, he's great. Though he would annoy the shit out of me. Like Eeyore would annoy the shit out of me. Like, so I'd be like, Eeyore, let's like Eeyore, you need to tell people to stop fucking knocking down your twig house. Like, what the fuck? Like, this world sucks, Eeyore. You know that. You know the world sucks, Eeyore. But it doesn't mean you gotta let your fucking twig house get fucking knocked down, buddy. Doesn't mean you gotta let people take your fucking tail. Come on now. Fucking Tigger knocking down your fucking twig house? No. Gotta get mad, Eeyore. You gotta get mad, Eeyore. You need to fear Eeyore. No. I don't know about that, but get mad. Eeyore needs to get mad. Otherwise, they're just gonna keep fucking up his little twig house. He's gonna fucking sit in the rain all the time. It's like, stop the pity party, Eeyore. And get to the gritty party. No, I don't know what that means. But yeah, that's kind of my point. Is like I've heard a lot of Zoids that are kind of more, the ones that are more doomer. They kind of have like this attitude of like, well, it doesn't matter. The world there's nothing in the world for me, and there never will be. It's gonna fail. My efforts are gonna fail. It's all pointless anyway for some this or that philosophical reason, right? It's like, yeah, you could still believe those things and still get shit done. Did you know that? All you need is a little spite. A dash of, well, for me it's spite, but you could also say a dash of righteous indignation. Just throw a little splash of that in your black void soup. Get shit done. And in the process, you can actually help other people that are gifted enough to see the futility of certain things. But seeing the futility does not mean you have to give in to the futility. Right? Don't give in to the futility. Make it you want to, like I said, you want to rip an appendage or an eyeball or leave a horrible scar across futility's face so that futility remembers. They're going to pay a cost. Well, that's a difference, Faxon. It's not just like mindless anger. It's not just like, oh, I'm just mad at the world. That's just like, it's like completely Useless. There's plenty of people that do that. There's nothing special about that. There is nothing special about being angry and lashing out at people. Fucking lamest shit you can do. Talking about that. I'm talking about, like, doing productive shit with your anger, with your sorrow, with your, like, yeah, okay, the world's unfair for this or that reason because of a thing that you care about that the world doesn't, or something aspect of it that just like haunts you, or some aspect about people and their behavior, it haunts you, and it's like, why can't this change or that change? It's like, okay, yeah, that's fine. So just change it around yourself, and also don't accept the world's gonna be like that. Oh, just gotta accept the world as it is. It's like, no, don't accept it. No, put up a fight. Just put up a fight. If they're gonna drag you to the, you know, the execution of the guillotine or whatever, yeah, man. Just don't go there all solemn, all resigned. Guess I'm getting my head cut off now. Oh, it was inevitable. Oh. Nah, fuck that. See here. Actually, I'm pretty sure that's the problem. If I could put up a saddle on what's submerged and turn inward, I'd be unstoppable. And I know it. It's shown up before. Yeah, that's kind of what, like, I always think about that, the Akhtar's profile thing about, like, how it's known that schizoids are, like, prone to, like, odd crimes and, like, seemingly random acts of selflessness. Yeah, that's because even a schizoid, like, if you put the screws to them, oh yeah, a flame can rise. That's interesting. But why should it take that? Why should it take getting the screws put to you? Like the whole world? I don't know what that means. Not just your world. What you can do with it. You think people are cruel? Be kind. You think the world is cruel? Be kind. You think being kind is going to ultimately leave you, you know, like it's not going to culminate into anything anyway, so who cares? Be kind anyway. People tell you being kind is stupid. Be kind anyway. Fuck them. Yeah, I mean the world is often rudderless, absolutely. But you can rudder. You got ruddles. You got ruddles for your world. Fucking use your hands. Stop being a bitch and use your hands to paddle. You don't need that shit. Just use your fucking hands. Use fucking bucket. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's kind of like what motivates me. It's just like, yeah. Like, do I think that, like, you know, all the dreams and all the things I have, release the crack. When day is dark, be kind out of spite. Yeah, be kind out of spite. Do things that are good for the world, for the people the humans around you. Don't go. I'm not saying go out of your way and let them trounce on you and walk all over you. No, fuck no. Stand up for yourself, right? Stand up for yourself. Out of spite. Like, even if your spite's not at, like, necessarily directed at people, but like just existence, being born or something like that. If you have that kind of, use that. I'll show you, horrible world. I'm gonna be a good fucking person. Be kind to others. Be helpful to those that want to help themselves. Or those that are in so much pain that they just need a arm up, a hand up. Oh, but it's pointless. Nothing's ever gonna change. It's like, okay, nerd. It isn't a black and white, wrong and right question, faction. It's about who gets to tell everyone else, me or anybody like that. I'm not sure what that means. I'm trying to think of what that means exactly. Yeah, be kind. Don't be an idiot. And when I say be kind, I don't mean like, oh, just be a nice person. Nah, you can be an asshole. You can be kind and be an asshole. Continue being an asshole. Continue being aloof, ambivalent, annoyed. You can be kind and be all those things. Being kind is sort of the idea of taking active measures to improve the station of your own life, and in that process improve the station of other people's lives. And it doesn't have to be because you want to feel good about yourself. It doesn't have to be because if you're a Zoid, you probably don't feel good about yourself, about doing good things. You don't like feel like, oh, I'm such a good person. Like, that's probably not what's happening. So you're not doing it for that, right? You're not doing it for recognition. If you're a schizo, you're not doing it because you want people to say nice things about you, because you didn't give a shit, right? Like, okay, like, do it because, well, okay, this is why I do it, because, you know, fuck existence, fuck giving into the nature, human nature. Nah, be above that shit. For me, it's out of spite. It's good enough. Yeah, do least harm under reason. But don't just do the least harm. Actively try to reduce harm. Yeah, stand up for that person at work. Or if you don't want to get him directly involved, just, I don't know, do something behind the scenes to help him. Since you don't care about recognition. Who cares? Nah, you can be strong and kind. Nobody needs anyone that's weak and kind. Weak and kind is pretty worthless. You know what weak and kind is? Like, it's when you feel really bad for people, but you don't say anything about it to anybody. Or you're like, oh man, that really sucks. Wow. Do you need a hug? It's like, okay. Do something about it. Do it for yourself. Wheel, yeah. Meaning my opinion means more to me than most others, and theirs to themselves. That grants neither of us a right to impose it on everybody, but every right to speak it and live by it. Yep. Yeah, it's really good, Don. Yeah. No. Weak is having empathy. There you go. Weak kindness is I feel like it's having empathy but doing nothing about it. That's what I think weak kindness is. Yeah, I mean, it kind of is. Yeah, it's kind of simpy. The colloquial term. not actual simping, but yeah. That's it's like having all this cognitive empathy or empathy and doing nothing about it. It's like, oh, you have such a kind heart. The fuck's that worth? What the fuck is a kind heart worth if you're doing nothing with it? Fucking worthless. Fucking worthless. I'm not saying save the fucking world. I'm saying whatever your special interest niche thing about the world that you think is terrible, that particularly bothers you, do something. Out of spite if you need to. Like me. Do I think I'm going to change anything in some grandiose way? No. It's fucking ridiculous. Do I think I'm going to make an impact? Not really. Why? Because not enough people care about what I care about. Just I don't have the numbers. Is that going to stop me? Nope. Why? Fuck you. That's why. Simple. Okay. Misinformation. You don't like it, get it done. Do something about it. Don't fall into the trap of, calling everything misinformation you don't like. I doubt you would, but you know what I mean? A lot of people will use that. The word misinformation, yeah, I didn't say that. Active research. I didn't say that. Anyway, so, but as far as misinformation goes, that's it just depends, right? If you're talking about like misinformation, like real, like from any political side, any bias, yeah, absolutely. Just it's like factual misinformation. Yeah, do something about it. Yeah, do something about it. Call it out. Check yourself. Check others. You don't have to be a complete asshole, because, as you know, being a complete asshole about it is really ineffective. But there are ways to check things. I don't know. Do some videos. Make a blog. Maybe only 10 or 20 people will look at it, right? Let's just say you do like a little YouTube channel, or you fucking do a blog, or you write some Medium articles, or whatever the fuck, right? And only like 20 people read it or look at it. Hey, you did something. It's not about how successful you are. You just make a thing and you do something. I don't know. That's what keeps me going for the channel. That's what keeps me going for the streams. That's what keeps me, it's just like, do I think, I'm gonna schizoids are gonna get recognized and understood, and they're gonna they're gonna realize that schizoids are just, absolutely disconnected from their emotions. Well, not their emotions, disconnected from a variety of inside identity shit and emotions, including emotions. Because they're a bunch of fucking traumatized as fuck neurodivergents. Do I believe that's going to be like, I'm going to change the wave? I'm going to get all the things going by myself? Fuck no. I'll be a blip. I'm going to be a blip. But you need a lot of blips. That's what I mean. You need a lot of fucking blips. It's like a... Okay, do you remember... oh man. Again, old man. If you don't know what I'm talking about, just look it up. It's like a, it's called a, I just had it. What's that thing? It was like an old toy. They still have them, where you put the little light bright. You know what, where you put it's like a black sheet of paper over like this light, and then you would punch through the paper with these little plastic knob things. And then the light would shine through, so it would be like different things, right? So if the light's shining through, it would make like a shape, right? It would make like a shape, or like a picture of something, or whatever it was. And you would follow the little map, and you put all the little colors where you're supposed to, and then you would get a picture, and it's like because of the light, and the lights up in different colors or whatever. Just look it up, light bright. Um, that's kind of what it is. It's like, what one of those fucking things? That's fucking nothing. You know? But you need enough nothings. Neurodivergent people gotta get off their ass. Yeah, pixel art. Boom. Thank you, Gator Dog. There you go. Pixel art. It's okay if you're just one pixel. Be a pixel. Be a pixel to the thing that you are, that makes you depressed, to the thing that makes you feel defeated and flat and empty. Makes you feel that creeping maw of the void. Put a pixel. Be the pixel. Be a part of an awesome image. And there's always going to be people trying to fuck it up. Just put another one in there. Or just keep preparing that pixel. The one pixel you're in charge of. Oh, they messed it up? You're just in charge of the one pixel. That's your job. You're in charge of one pixel. You choose the pixel. Pick your pixel. You're in charge of it. That's kind of what I'm saying. Pick the pixel you want to be. And dedicate a portion of your life to it. And I guess that's what I'm trying to do. And I can hear the million arguments. Active research. You are just another brick in the wall. But you're a brick that gets to choose their wall. You choose your wall. That's the point. You pick the wall you want to be a part of. You don't let others dictate your wall. You pick it. I don't know. That's another thing that I was talking to my buddy about. There's Zoid Bud. We're just talking about how, like, how do we get schizoids fucking motivated to do anything? A guerrilla garden in various forms most days. Use my writing to question the norms and assumptions. There you go. Whatever. Pixel. Yeah, how do I get schizoids motivated? When they're not even motivated to want to get up in the morning. Don't get up. Maybe I mean, like, I don't wake up every day because I love life. You know? Daddy, what'd you leave behind for me? Yeah. I love Pink Floyd. It's good shit. I grew up with it. But yeah, anyway, as I'm saying, like, yeah, don't get up in the morning. If it doesn't work for you, don't get up in the morning because, oh, life is so beautiful, life is so grand. Like, if you wake up in the morning, you're like, oh, fuck, right? Fine. If that's not your reason, it doesn't have to be. It could be because you can get up in the morning because life is not beautiful. That's a good reason to get up in the morning. Life is not beautiful. It's time to get up and do some shit. Are you going to make it beautiful? No. Could you make it more beautiful for somebody? Maybe even yourself? Possibly. Yeah. Would a lot of people doing the same thing actually change anything? Maybe. Is that what should be the driving force for why you would or wouldn't do it? The belief that it'll ultimately fail? No. Do it anyway. I get up because I gotta pee. Yeah, that's good enough. But yeah, I don't know. That's my mentality. That's my like philosophy when it comes to why do you do things, Angst? Because I decided to. Because I care about this thing, and I was tired of complaining about it and doing nothing. I was tired of feeling down about it, and I still feel down about it, but doing nothing. I don't think it's a, I don't think it's that preachy a thing. I don't think it's that crazy a thing to say. Get up so the dogs won't piss inside. There you go. Get up to let the dogs out so they don't shit all over the floor. Because if you're gonna lay in your bed all day, you don't want to smell shit, so you're gonna have to get up. Make sure to fucking get that litter box out, you know? Feed your spiders or rats or whatever fucking. Embrace the futility and then eat it up, spit it out. That's what works for me. You know? My favorite characters in every piece of media I've ever enjoyed are like this. That's why, as I mentioned in the past, that's why I think as a child, Spider-Man was my favorite. Because everyone was really mean to Spider-Man, but Spider-Man still did what was right. Still did it. Everyone treated him like shit. Still did it. What's your mantra? I'm afraid to ask. What's your mantra? Active research. Something. Hopefully it's something. I'm sure it's something wholesome. I'm sure it's the most wholesome shit ever. Yeah, it's cool music. Playlist is, let me see here. Here, I'll put the playlist for this one in the chat for the YouTube chat. Oh, by the way, yeah, I was thinking about something. Hold on, okay, here. Must be some good meds to grind down evolution and scatterbrain curse. Well, all I take is Wellbutrin and Prozac, and honestly, it helps with the depression a bit, but as far as the anhedonia goes, I don't know. Maybe I'm just a glutton for punishment, but even when I have like, I've talked about this before, even when I have this like anhedonia or like this sort of evolution or whatever, I don't care. I do it in spite myself too. If that makes sense. Like I'll just think I don't want it. This is no. I just want it. Like there's that part inside me that goes like that, and I go, "Fuck you, man! I'll just fucking do it anyway." Who cares how you feel? Get shit done. Because then later, when you don't feel like that as much, you're gonna feel way fucking worse. You're gonna feel fucking ashamed of yourself. You're gonna fucking hate yourself. Even if at that point, when that was happening, you could care less. Just don't care about anything. Resist it. Do it anyway. And for those that can't, I'm not judging anybody. Because God knows I failed a few times at that. But I'm just telling you, it's worth it. Start finding little things about yourself. For the Zoids out there that, how do I put this? For the Zoids out there that are reading books and thinking to like find who they are, what they're about. Who am I? What am I? What is this identity thing, you know? The best way to find out is not just reading piles of books and mulling shit over. It's taking action. Stop reading books and start writing them. Stop gazing at art, start creating it. Stop watching movies, make one. Stop thinking about how this or that could be better. Do it. That'll help you find parts of yourself a lot faster. I discovered so much of myself because of the work I attempt to do with my free time on this and the conversations I attempt to have and the things I try to get out. Why is it always about crack with you? I don't know, but maybe, like I said, maybe I'm just built different. I'm just glutton for punishment. I'm some masochist. People always, you're like a masochist. I'm like, I wish I was a masochist, because then it would actually feel good. It's that broken compass problem. No north, no sense of direction, no self is like no compass. Well, that's why you reverse engineer. So here's like a way to reverse engineer. Like if you just like have no compass, it's like what are your intuitions about certain things? Look at you, like what rules do you follow for yourself? What rules have you created for yourself regarding ethical questions, moral questions, right? Why aren't you just a complete fucking, I don't know, selfish hedonist or something, right? What are those rules? Now start putting together those rules with actions you can take that might end up feeling like nothing, or they might end up feeling like something. But angst, it's always going to feel like nothing. Okay. Go down swinging. You can believe that to be the case. Should you still try anyway? Sure. Why not? Yeah, it only sucks. Taking no pleasure in something. Yeah? Do you need pleasure to do things? No. Not really. Should there be? Can we create some? Yeah, there should be. Should be a reward system for you guys, but I'm just saying. The process of doing things can oftentimes unlock reward systems that you didn't know existed. Sort of building from the ground up. All right, guys. Well, anyway, I think I'm done rambling. I don't think anybody... I didn't see... Oh, shit. Saintist. Let me see here. Before I decide to sign off, let me see if Saintist had some opinions. Hey, Saintist, any opinions on all this rambling and ranting?
I mean, not particularly. I mean, I suppose I agree you should try, even if it seems futile.
Yeah, why not? What do you have to lose? Be the guy who has nothing to lose. There's nothing scarier than someone that has nothing to lose. So it's kind of funny. It's like, oh, you don't care about anything? Oh, that means you have nothing to lose. So just be kind, do something, go down swinging. You might find stuff along the way. It's kind of the point. I feel like because some of the things that you are about are just so buried in that inner child that's been basically just put under just layers and layers of cement, that by taking actions you can sometimes like I don't know, to see hints of who you were, who the child might have been that you lost so long ago, that you might be able to actually like find some aspects of him or her by taking actions, even blind action, just wandering in the dark. You might find hints, pieces, and not just this by itself. Obviously, right? That's stupid. Keep reading your psychology books. Keep mulling stuff over, but add some action to it. All right, people. Okay, well, I'm tired. Gotta work all day tomorrow on a Sunday because work's really weird right now. And I am now going to stop taking action because as small of an action as this is, me just talking and saying it to people that might listen, it's still an action I'm taking. Is it important? I don't know. I guess other people can decide that. It's important to me. Anyway, so if you guys are interested in here comes the grift. You want to support me on Patreon? Please do so. It's helpful. And PayPal, fine. You want to send me $5 or something or whatever? Appreciate it. Helps helps with the fam and helps with like paying for little subscriptions and things that I have for this kind of shit, or audiobooks that I can listen to. Or and I also put, I don't know if you saw the post, I put a post on like on both the server, and I think I put it on the YouTube as a YouTube post, but I have to put it under the fucking the videos, I forget, but I have like a little Amazon book list, so that if you want to help me get a book that I'm interested in reading for the purposes of this type of subject matter, there's a thing there. So because there's a few books I really want to read, and I like physical copies usually because like I can just like, I don't know, I can look at it, it's like in my hands, and I don't know, it's weird. I used to have like a Kindle, and it was fine, but it's just something about it, I don't know. It's probably because it's probably has to do with that's what I grew up with, right? As a kid. That's what I connect to, or like paper books. So that's probably why it's a lot harder to just sit there and read it like a computer screen. It's just not, even one that looks good, like the Kindle ink one, the digital ink ones, like it's just still something about a physical copy of something. It's just, it's my way, I guess, my way of touching grass. I don't know. Touching paper, I have no idea. But anyway, thanks a lot, guys, and I'll see you guys. Remember, I'm usually on Saturdays. I do the schizo. Usually, I do the question thing. I put up a question in the server. I read the submissions for it. Whatever. Tuesday is usually just a topic. It's kind of more like what I did today, but it's because I fucked it up. If I have a topic in mind, I just kind of bring it up. Sometimes I bring the same themes or ideas up at later times, because you always have to remember, you might think, oh, I already heard you say this, but you got to remember there's always like random new eyes, random new people. Sometimes we need reminders, and on Thursday I just been playing video games, but I do a fun thing because I like playing trash, like free games that I find on Steam, just because there's little treasures in there sometimes. So I've been just like polling on there on Thursdays, 7 p.m. on all this stuff, 7 p.m. PST. I'll put like, oh, I have these 3 games, I don't know much about them, pick one, and then they'll vote, and then I'll play it. And if it sucks, then I just get annoyed with it or make fun of it. If it's good, then it's like, wow, that's really cool. If it starts good and gets disappointing, you get to see that. But most free games are only like an hour and a half long or less, so I can play through them usually. In that hour and a half. What up?
Do you hop on Discord and you do that?
Normally I don't, because I don't know, I could, but I just don't. Like I'm mostly like I want to play the game and just have a little fun. Like I'm not like the last thing I want to do is have a heavy conversation on Thursday while I'm trying to play
Yeah,
the game.
I see.
But
Yeah,
yeah. So like that's more of a because by Thursday I'm so fucking tired from everything. I'm just so battered. But yeah, you know what I was thinking about? Somebody suggested it. I don't know if I'd want to, but I stopped using Twitch, right? So I just stopped streaming on there because nobody was showing up. Like nobody was like when I was just on Twitch, I would get like an okay number of people watching, and then when I said, okay, I'm gonna because I left YouTube completely, I went like, you know what? I'm just gonna stream on both. Fuck it, why not? Once I started streaming on both, everyone just started going to YouTube, watching me there, and then like Twitch became like a barren desert. And so I was like, could I still put it to use? And somebody mentioned, they're like, why don't you just what do you call it? Just play your games and like just play the games you would at night that you like sometimes stream on Discord with whoever's on the server on Twitch. And I'm like, well, maybe that'd be entertaining or something, but nah, not really. I feel like I want to keep something for myself. I need things that are mine and have nothing to do with you know, being whatever this is, an advocate. I'd rather be called an advocate than an influencer or content creator. That's weird. I would call myself an advocate. I am slowly turning, I think, into some kind of activist. Thank God it's for something interesting. Not something like really like low hanging. There's plenty of that. Nothing wrong with it, just not my cup of tea. Alright guys, thanks a lot, and as usual, when day is dark, always remember, happy day.